My first encounter with my feelings on death was my personal experience in losing my first and only puppy. I might have been around 12 years old. I thought I would have had him or her forever. I loved that dog very much. It was personal, and our playtime was also personal. One day he slipped away from me through the open gate and ran onto the wheels of a truck. The puppy's death was heart-wrenching. It changed me forever. I could not understand why everyone did not feel the bereavement with the same intensity as I did. Did they not see and heard and appreciate the finality of it all? It was later I understood clearly how truly personal loss of a loved one really is. It was later that I understood how meaningless words can be. It was later that I understood the hypocrisy of adults. Their words of "I'm sorry" were polite, and they tried. But it did not register any sense of sincerity. They were merely words. Of course, my feelings then were overshadowed by my anger, my deep sense of sorrow, my feelings of guilt, my feelings of inadequacy, all of them, all wrapped into one. Of course these adults cared. Of course they understood as much as they could. Of course they were not hypocrites. Of course they were sincere. But at age 12, the world is a different place than at age 21, 31, 51, 61, 81, 101. Then there was the grief upon the realization of the death of my childhood. I didn't die, but my perception of the world did. It was the end of my innocence, and as it is with almost all grief, all sadness, all disappointments, it involved someone else. A woman, a girl really, who attempted suicide because of something that happened, something that I didn't do, because of misguided feelings. I must have been 17 years old or so when, because of her perceived flirting with someone else, I assumed that she didn't care about me. And because of my reaction, that is because I told her goodbye, she assumed that I didn't care about her. The truth is that we each cared a lot about each other. We lacked the maturity to handle such intense feelings. The result, the death of trust. That was over 50 years ago, and the impact is still felt today. All my actions are still influenced by that incident. The grief lingers. In 2007, my father died at age 93, and a bit of me died with him. There are no arguments, no presentations of logic, no applied reason that can totally erase the feelings of guilt. I should have been there. I should have spent more time with him. I should have offered more support. I should have listened to him more. I should have helped him more. I should have loved him more, and so it goes. He died and I became a man in this respect. I trust less. I am hardened to the plight of others, realizing my limitations. I am more analytical. I am more distant when it comes to relationships. I embrace solitude more. We each handle life differently when our father dies. Then my mother died at age 92, and my own sense of mortality was made real. I am mortal after all, with a very limited lifespan. The inevitable has been made clear. The questions of and about life and its meanings are no longer academic. The quest for answers are far more urgent. Who am I? Where did I come from? What is my purpose in life? And so on. Which brings about the death of the casual life. Bereavement once again raised its head. The choice is clear. Give energy to the pain of grief or not. It is a choice. Do I linger on the death of a puppy or embrace the joy I felt with the intimacy I felt with another life form? the joy of being loved by another life form. I now choose to smile when I think of my puppy. It's a choice. Do I sigh when I think of love lost during my teenage years, or do I smile when I think of the warmth and the love I felt for her, however brief? And make no mistake about it, teenagers in love are perhaps more in love with more intensity than any adult can ever imagine, because the love is truly pure. Adults will say, "I love you," when they mean, "I love your money, your security, whatever." If you are honest, you will see and know exactly what I mean. Young lovers are truly in love. Romeo and Juliet were, after all, teenagers. It's a choice. I no longer grieve over the death of my father, at least not to the extent that I did before, because now I choose to see him as the man he was, and my heart is filled with joy and pride for having had a father as great as he was. His flaws are minor compared to his goodness. It's a choice. I choose to see my mother's passing not as a death, but as a transition. Her life was simply a grade in the infinite school of enlightenment. She simply passed this way on her way to being perfect, on her way to perfection. She touched me and others in a way that we would not have been touched had she not been here. Don't know what I'm talking about? Not to worry, in time you will. So, if you're in bereavement, if you're experiencing grief, choose not to linger there. Choose to honor him or her by seeing and embracing that soul in total. That soul in human form touched you in many truly beautiful ways. Don't dishonor that soul with negative thoughts by being sad. Smile, laugh, be happy. Be grateful that you are blessed with their presence. Thank you, thank you, thank you.